Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 262. I still look down at the paper, even though I announced it prior to hitting record. I was like, oh, this is 262. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Too long since I've seen you, since we've gotten to chat, since we've recorded.
Right.
Life happens.
Mm-hmm.
Life happens. So, did you have a good holiday season?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Everybody stayed healthy?
Yeah, actually.
Good.
Very surprising, yeah.
Yeah. I'm reading a book by Brene Brown called Daring to Lead. And she talks about how, like, when we say things like that, like we're celebrating that something joyful or fortunate happened, that you almost always have that, like, oh, I just admitted that aloud and now it's going to be taken away thing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I felt like guilt for pressuring you into making a pronouncement. Like, but no, instead we're supposed to actually experience the joy and revel in it rather than be afraid of it being taken away from us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. All right. Yeah, I had a good holiday season as well. I was going to ask you kind of my standard question. I have not an icebreaker type question, but after the holidays, I always ask people if they had a favorite gift they received or that they gave. I can go first if you want to think.
Yes.
So my favorite gift that I gave was definitely, I knit my mom a full circle shawl, which was that shawl that's the triangle that has all the styling options. So it's got kind of where you can put it under the collar and wrap. You can wrap through because she really likes things that are a lot easier to style.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I gave a gift to myself in that I knit it with Madeline Tosh Pashmina, which was fantastic. And the two colors I chose were colors I know she would love, but I also loved. So I think I spent more time admiring it as I was knitting it than actually knitting
Slowed
it.
you down.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, the number of times I held it up to Jeremy and was like, just look at this. It has nothing to do with the pattern. It's just the combo of those two colors. So Spectrum and Well Water.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Spectrum is just like these almost ephemeral, iridescent purples to blues and then the Well Water just kind of like up, just raised it up, really had a lot of great contrast with it, but enough that it was like coordinating. Anyway, she absolutely loved it. It's cashmere and silk and merino. The
Has that
colors,
halo on it.
yes. Oh, I was just like, and then of course she absolutely loved it because she's super knit worthy. So that was my favorite gift that I gave. Yeah. In the since we last recorded, I had a birthday tick over. So I've been very reflective of the year 2019. This is the last year that I will have my oldest be in middle school because next year she'll finish up 8th grade and go into high school. Yeah, in September of next year she'll be in high school, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of 2020. She's still got another grade to get through.
Yeah, I was like,
But it's the last full year of having a middle schooler. How about that?
okay, yes.
It's my last full year as a 30-year-old.
Okay.
I'm running the Chicago Marathon this year, so I've entered the lottery in years past and finally got selected via the lottery this year. So I have to get. My first marathon was 10 years ago, so it was in 2009. Yeah. I don't know that I'm setting any sort of I want to break what, because my first marathon was my fastest, which again is anti-intuitive, but I think I overtrained. Like I just was really, so I've been focused on making sure that I'm continuing to get long runs this winter. But then we've also got our kind of resolution, KAL, not necessarily resolutions, but goal along, which is easy to say, that I'm super excited about. I picked some things that were really like outside of my comfort zone. So last year I set the goal to have a pattern designed at least maybe not once a month, but average one a month. And I think I blew that out of the water. I can't remember the number, but with my sock collection, and then some of the hat mitten combos, I think I was like 15 or 17 or something. So more than one a month average. But this year I was like, nope, I want to focus and make sure that there's some of these things that I keep on saying I'm going to do someday. I'm going to do it now. Yep. So your hat, your Martina Bem hat, that every time you wear it or talk about it or knit one with hand spun, I'm like, oh, I'm going to knit that. The Langfield, that was on my list. Some elephant mitts that I think Ellie will really love.
I was going to say, they better be for Ellie.
Yep,
If they're not, they will be.
Yep, peaceable mitts. A couple of sweaters that I selected, some summer tops, and 2 blankets. So the northeasterly, and the hue shift, which I've got 2 kits for the hue shift. I should really knit 2 of those rather than. But yeah, it's been very like, not new year, new me, but very like, I'm setting out to do some things.
Yeah.
I'm harnessing that energy and really want to set out to do things. So
yeah, I can just like sit here and go, I made you a knitter with a capital K. That's my only like
your contribution.
My contribution to the community is I made you a knitter with a capital K. This woman who did not like to put holes in her knitting, right?
Yep. Holy knitting was not my thing. Yep.
And you still work with, what was it, the Pound of Love?
From Joann's, because that was the cheapest per yard option. Yep. So, I wanted to mention this beautiful crochet blanket behind us is from Miss Susan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got green sparkly yarn. And there's some power in, so where that blanket is sitting is kind of like me calling backsies when I leave it there, and it's only my blanket, so I get to claim if somebody else tries to grab it. I'm like, that's mine. You don't get to use it. Please
nice.
Give it back to me. Yeah, it's powerful. So I don't know how many. I haven't sat down and counted how many strands were in each one, but it's very thick. So you'd think like with, again, all of the crochet holes here that it might be kind of drafty and cold, but no. It's like one of those comfort weighted blankets. When you're sitting underneath it, you're like, oh, this is
very cool.
Yes. So, and thank you to everyone for the wonderful birthday wishes. That was nice as well. But I've gone from, I tied it back around. I started talking about my birthday, then talked about the go along. But you should talk about the go along as well. So we've got, it's a year-long KAL. It very much mirrors. So if you set out to knit a pair of self-striping socks a month, like our previous stripe along, you could still do that, right? Yep. So
I was still trying to think of my favorite Christmas present.
Yep, my mind, if anything, I'm like, I mean, it all is very clear to me.
Yes.
But it's not linear, speaking aloud, I guess. Non-linear.
You've got those circles,
Yep.
and then they draw lines to other circles.
Yep, it's a very, it's a neural network. It makes perfect sense in my mind. I'm keeping track of all of them. I'm keeping track of all of them.
I followed.
Okay.
No, I didn't really have a favorite gift.
That you gave or received?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave a beeswax hat to my brand new sister-in-law. And I made my mom this hat and mitt sets, but I haven't given it to her yet. But she understands. I'm going to talk about it on the podcast and then mail them.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I guess I gave my sister-in-law some Rothy's, and she is in love with them.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, like it wasn't in her.
She didn't know about.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah, she didn't know about them, and now she loves them.
Yeah, I love those type of gifts. I also gave my parents
this summer. She's really gonna appreciate that.
An electric vacuum, or like a robotic vacuum. Sorry, most vacuums. A robotic vacuum, and it was very iffy. Like I'm like, I don't know if they're going to appreciate this. I mean, I don't want to signal to them that I think that their house is dirty, right? Because it's not. It's like super clean compared to mine. But just like every day when you empty out not every day, but every once in a while when you empty out the little thing, you're like, wow, it picked up this much crap from my floor. And so I was kind of a little hesitant that their dog would really like bark at it and attack at it when it was going every day. But yeah, my mom, because she's an awesome gift receiver, has already like posted something out on Facebook about how she really appreciates it, and she's amazed by how much stuff it picks up, and that their dog, after an initial like "you're suspect," just kind of sits back and watches it now. It's under its surveillance. You're suspect. I see you. If you try to do anything crazy. So yeah, that was something that I think she was aware of it, because we obviously have one, and when she's here, it enters her consciousness. But yeah, the ones where people are like, I didn't even know such a thing existed, and now my mind is blown. That's so fun. All right, yeah, go along. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say one more thing.
Okay.
I have a newly minted 11-year-old because we have
yeah.
January birthdays.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be doing a party for her this afternoon.
Fun.
And bowling. I'll probably just sit back and work on the sock or the next sock.
Yeah.
I am behind, so let's, get that going. So go along. I will mention that
Happy birthday to her.
Yes, sorry, absolutely. Let's see. I had design a pattern. I wanted to weave more, and then I saw some other people's goals and kind of added a few.
Yeah.
Let's see. Knit from stash 2 sweaters. And there was other things in there. I'd like to spin more too, but I can't quite remember my list exactly.
It's out there. So that's the whole KAL is that you enter kind of your goals. Yep, and then you do progress, like keeping yourself on track type posts. What's that called?
Progress reports?
Yeah, progress reports.
Check-ins?
Yeah, like
accountability.
Accountability is the word I was looking for. It's just like a game.
Ding ding ding.
A game of $10,000 or $5,000 or $7,000 pyramid or whatever.
Yeah.
$10,000 pyramid.
So go along. You should enter your goals into the official goal thread.
You can do that at any point. Right?
Yeah, I'm not worried about when you do it. If you just found out about it and you need to start in February, that's okay too. So just post in the goal thread. It says start here, and then that's also a chatter thread. So talk as much as you want in there. I've been replying to people. People have been oohing and ahhing over the different goals and progress. And then there is a progress, and that's where we're going to be drawing prizes from. We're going to try to be drawing monthly prizes, but we've been having some crazy life circumstances, and so we haven't been getting to the recording. But it will definitely be 12 prizes for the year. And we just want you to, even if it was, man, this was a crazy month and all I got done was breathing. I made it through each and every day, and now I'm recommitting in February. That's fine. That is perfectly understandable.
Because again, this is it. Like I think I mentioned the last time we recorded, when we were kind of, we didn't have the exact details posted out there, but the idea had come up. This is our craft, right?
Right.
So it's something that we're supposed to enjoy.
Don't
cause undue anxiety or stress about it. But if you enjoy goals and it's fun for you, raise your hand. Then go ahead. Yeah. Make it fun for yourself. Layer on the fun.
Yeah.
Part of those kind of extenuating circumstances that I wanted to mention is that I got a new job. And I'm learning a lot. But it is very stressful and very time consuming. So I've had to take some on-demand educational courses, which threw things off. And then I got ill.
It seems like Megan's ready to record Sunday afternoons. And I, have had various life circumstances. My aunt passed away, and so I was out of town for her visitation, and so we didn't get to record. And it had really slipped my mind, and so we had planned on recording Sunday afternoon, and I forgot to tell Megan that, hey, I'm busy.
Yep.
So then, during the week, I'm like, hey, can we record? And she's like, oh my God, I feel like death.
Yep. Yep.
So, and then, work education, things that have to be done when you're not working because work is taking up all the day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a kitty sniffing my toes, and it tickles.
Sullivan, my son was just asking me, like, does Sullivan ever join the podcast with you? And I was like, no, unfortunately.
Well, yeah,
he's
just
not,
at the feet here right now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not really.
Yeah, he's not like chewing on things and running through anymore. You know, how quickly
Okay.
I feel like it was probably, again, we're not recording very often, but like 3 or 4 episodes ago where we're like, don't chew on that, Sullivan.
Yeah, oh yeah. Because of the cables and cords and yarn and
Yeah.
Like, didn't he steal something and run with
Yes,
it?
yeah, yarn. Yeah, he took off with the yarn like it was a baby. Yeah, I think he's smelling the cat on your bag.
Yeah, I'm
and,
sure.
on your socks. All right.
So,
What else?
drawings.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. So I did.
Prizes.
Yep. I drew. So I thought these were really pretty together.
Yeah, pickles.
A pickle bag and a diabolical Grello-y and gradients, but it's Grello.
Yeah.
Yep.
Define Grello.
Yep. Yep. So not scrappy, but would look scrappy, right?
I accidentally pulled a little bit of the strands out, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So very fun there. So this is for December, and we closed that out and locked it 2 through 4/11. And as per usual, on this one, I will announce 3 names. Contact me with the order that you're interested in. Bag from Silvershed USA, yarn from Diabolical, or pattern from my independently published Just Run It patterns. So the winners were 344, 60, and 118. Yay! So 344 is Moe's Crochet, and she knit a very beautiful shawl. Number 60 is Nettie 1020, and she knit a mother bear out of a bunch of scraps, which was very cool. And Amanda B, the one that I was like, ooh, beautiful. Amanda knit a blanket, or the starting of a blanket, because you could do progress shots on something that large. So, yep, contact me via Ravelry with your order of preference on those, and thus ends the Scrappy Happy KAL. We've moved on to a year-long goal-along, as we mentioned, which I'm super excited about. All right, I've got a few other Administrati, but we wanted to mention some of the recent conversations in our crafting community about diversity. They are discussions that can make you feel very uncomfortable, and I feel like that discomfort is kind of part of the growth. And so there are some resources out there that we kind of wanted to signal boost, because I feel like in this discussion, being somebody that is part of the group that is not diverse, I'm a majority. I'm a member of the majority. It is my diligence to listen and learn and do a little less talking. This is not about my voice, but I would like to use my position of having, people that
platform.
Yeah, my platform to signal boost the messages that are out there. I would say the
baby boost.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like we have much of a signal boost.
Well, but we I mean, greater than some, right? Maybe not like the loudest voice, although I challenge anybody to, I've got a pretty loud voice.
I snorted. Oh, sorry.
But the major discussion is about representation, which is, again, we are in the majority. We are not in the minority in the being represented within the crafting community. And then about unconscious bias. I think because I've gone up through management in a very large organization, I've heard a lot about unconscious bias because I sit on committees. I'm also part of hiring decisions. So I am, although there's always more to learn, I understand that there's a lot of unconscious bias in all industries and everything. And it's really understanding where your blind spots are, and learning more about them. So to that end, Signal Boosting Rab has a really great forum out there that is, you have to, your post has to be agreed to be added. So it's less inflammatory. It's been cultivated, I guess. It's a cultivated discussion about it, and I will link to that. Out on Instagram, there's some really great, awesome voices to be heard. I've been following the hashtag diverse nitty instead of diversity, diverse nitty, that have brought a lot of people into my Instagram life and up into my face. There's also a really great new account called Meet Makers of Color.
That one is more than just knitting.
Okay.
So there's like patterns and yes.
Yep.
So, if you go out there, expect all makers, not necessarily just fiber artists.
Yeah, but really great. They set up some ground rules, which I absolutely love. It's really important to have boundaries and understand those boundaries. And they repost folks that have as introductions, and then you can follow them, which is, again, really broadening my circle of perception out on Instagram. And then we are going to start, if anybody feels comfortable sharing, if you have a BIPOC, so that stands for
Black, Indigenous, People of Color.
Yep, maker, crafter, yarn, fiber artist, designer that you would like to signal boost. We will have a thread out in StockinetteZombies for that. So again, it's really just about making sure that everybody's voices are heard and that there's fair representation, and just go out and learn. That is what I encourage you to do. I've been trying to repost some things on Instagram as I'm able, and just widen your viewpoint, I guess, and go in with an open heart to learn.
I'm excited to see some personal recommendations from fellow zombies, some people who have been with us on our journey and can help point us to friends and new friends, old friends. Just a fun thread, I think.
Yep. And again, not a Band-Aid. It's very much just, again, about making sure that our viewpoints are widened.
And it's been a big part of our community over the last few weeks, and so it would be silly not to mention it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, again, it's not about our voices, and you've heard a lot of our voices talking about it. But in being silent, you're also not addressing or signal boosting that this is going on, and that there are some really great resources out there to learn and make personal progress. All right. Last but certainly not least, I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that there's an exciting KAL going on, or starting up in February, called Lots of Socks. It is initiated, or it was the brainchild of, and I'm going to forget the person that contacted Lisa Ross, Paper Daisy Creations, and she has been coordinating it. She's doing fabulously. We've got lots of prizes, lots of wonderful prizes, but it is for Down Syndrome International, so all proceeds from the sales of the patterns go to Down Syndrome International, and it really struck close to my heart because not only did my mom, growing up, worked with a lot of children with Down syndrome, but the whole Lots of Socks is that socks look like chromosomes. When you look at them on the thing, they're in pairs, and they're kind of sock. And so the Down syndrome folks have an extra copy of one of those, and the people that I work with be like, how can you not remember? And it's not coming to me. I think it might be chromosome 11 now. And so there's lots of socks, right? It isn't always in pairs. And so anyway, I'm not doing an eloquent job of describing it, but that was how it resonated and stuck with me. There are 15 designers that are involved. It's going to kind of be like an advent calendar. Each day is a surprise on whose sock is being featured. But there's some really great sock designers out there. Lisa, yeah, I'm probably just the scruff at the end of all of that. And so yeah, each day is a surprise. So the sale period goes from February 1st to February 15th with a new designer a day. The sale is for 50% off on that pattern. I have a brand new pattern coming out. I can't tell you today because it's a surprise. Don't try to trick me. But I have a new pattern coming out that will be 50% off for that day. And then just because I believe so wholeheartedly in this charity and this KAL, all of my sock patterns are going to be 50% off for the whole 2 weeks, with all proceeds going to Down Syndrome International. It's the least I could do. I'm really excited about it. And the KAL is super exciting too. There's lots of designers, obviously lots of prizes. And you only have to knit one sock. So each sock is its own separate entry.
Oh,
so if you
okay.
can only in that time period get one sock done, then yeah, you're still eligible for prizes. So I'm super duper excited about the KAL.
Because she started to sing what she said.
Exactly. I've been knitting a ton of socks. Like, I haven't cast on a sweater or a shawl or anything recently in this new year.
Wow.
Yeah. All socks, all the time.
Wow.
As you sit here and knit a sock and I'm knitting a sock. So,
All
right, let's get to finished objects,
Finished
man.
objects. I have so many.
Yeah.
It's
been a while.
because we haven't talked. But I'll start with our the people at Hooped hooked us up with with some awesome samples. So I used 4 samples.
What's in there?
Oh, probably just the.
Oh, I thought I heard like a.
No, it's just the.
Oh, okay. I thought you
But-
had like something fun in there.
No,
Awesome. What are you going to put in
I
here?
don't know yet.
Is
But
it
it kind of it can hang on the back of a door.
I like how sturdy yet flexible the handle is. Look at that.
Yeah, all out of t-shirt, recycled t-shirt.
I love
materials.
this.
Maybe not recycled.
Oh, it makes me
Just be-
happy, Amy. I don't know. It's just like a tactile, smushy.
So you can make your very own,
Oh.
because I have the book and I can give it back to you.
Or a beret, for that matter.
I was watching an old Mythbusters
Mm-hmm.
and they exploded a football and Adam put it on his head and I thought of you. He's like, well, you gotta put it on your head. I put everything on my head. I'm like, that's exactly what you do.
That's so fun. So is this a full skein of each?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would take the 4 samples. Now, if you're doing it, I think it's just 1 if you buy the full version. Let me look it up. Oh God, I thought I could find this quick. Here
I
is.
see it. So that's
Okay.
got like dirty laundry in it? And
Yeah.
your hole looks tighter than theirs.
Yeah, I think so. I think that the people of Norway knit or crochet a lot looser than me. I am a
Tight knitter and tight crocheter?
tight crocheter apparently,
Well-
and she did. She was like, "You need to relax." I'm like, apparently I can't do it. It just takes 1 bobbin of their stuff.
Yeah.
So they're fairly big bobbins, and if I remember correctly, they're like $9. And they are sold through. I think you're just gonna have to Google it.
I can link you.
3 O's hooked.
Hooked.
I
love it.
So reasonable.
I really like this grello at the top. I mean,
Yeah.
this is fun too, but the grello on the outside.
Yeah. So yeah, super fun.
Yes.
They even have like a pattern for a footstool poof in here. So I don't know, be awesome. But I'm gonna pass that on to you now
Okay.
that I am finished.
All right. Do I get to keep this?
No, I get to keep that.
Okay. Fine.
Okay, and then I can't remember if I showed this off. I know that I wanted to block it, but I kept putting off because we're gonna record. I should have blocked it. But down the road and back again.
Beautiful.
I
I like this length.
And now I'm having trouble with what the
Orange
yarn
and pink and-
was. I can't remember.
Ruh-roh. really
I
like
think,
the colors together.
Yeah, I think that the minty is probably Berry Fun Farms.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that the orange, it could be another Crafty Girl or something else. But love it. I'm sure I wrote it down.
I'm very consciously biased about that, but I love it. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, very, very consciously biased because, yeah, it would be her pattern.
Yes, but I can enjoy it as well.
Well, in the theme, this is another Megan pattern. I have the Very Important Villager mitts, and
which came out in between the last, which is like mind blown.
Yeah. So my mom apparently has a bigger head than me. So in order to get this to be big enough for her and still have enough yarn, I did have to shorten the pattern at the top.
Yeah, I like it.
I just left a little triangle up there. It looks cute.
Mm-hmm.
But very warm. This is Sun Valley Fibers, the MCN worsted, which is such a weighted, heavy base. It's so nice and luxurious, and I think that these are gonna get
so then that was a heavier weight yarn too.
Yeah, I did. These are the small.
Okay. Yeah.
I had to adjust. So these are the small. I started by knitting the child, but it was too tight on me, so I knew it wouldn't fit my mom. So I measured my gauge on what I had already knit that was too small, and then recalculated and did a different size.
Excellent adjustment.
Yep, they're beautiful. Yeah, and so I've had a lot of like fits and starts with a lot of my projects just because of various gauge things, but I have finished a boxy. I highly recommend
both pairs.
I know. But it is a boxy.
Yep.
And it's even a little short on me. I think that the only reason that is though is because it's a very lightweight, almost lace. If I was doing a regular fingering, I think the weight of the yarn would have made it just enough bigger that it would have, I don't know.
Did you run out? Was that a full skein? Okay.
No, it's this lace garn, and I did have a fair amount left. I think I was just done knitting, and I knit the recommended length, but I do think that the weight of bigger weight yarn would have made this fall. So I guess if working with lace, think about that weight on these bigger garments, because the drape and the just how it pulls throughout the day. This is very airy and didn't have any, I don't know, it didn't grow, it didn't lengthen. But it's still cute.
And it doesn't need to be stretched this way, obviously.
Right.
So you could probably block it a little longer if you wanted.
Yeah, I didn't aggressively block this. I just wetted it and put it down. I guess if I pinned it in place and stretched, then I could have gotten a little bit more length out of it. And again, it's fine as it is. I think the only issue that I had is that as I was wearing it throughout the day, my shoulder would slip so that the V would be higher, and then the bottom would be higher. And so then I felt like I had to go like this a lot during the day. And I think that's also to do with the weight. Like if it was a little bit more weighted, it would have, maybe I can crochet some beads into the bottom. Some curtain weights at the bottom. Not really, just joking. You could get some of those things that attach, what are those called? That attach some stockings. Oh, garter things. Yeah.
Pull it down. Kind of like suspenders, but not suspenders because they don't go over the top of your shoulders.
Yeah. Oh, monkey. And then I made a very tiny monkey. This is from the 50 Yards of Fun book, Rebecca Danger. I knit one of these a while back. I didn't share it for a programmer in my workplace, and I was going to make each programmer one. Again, there's only 3 that I sit with, but there's 3 more in California. So I have 2 done. So I might get all of the ones in the United States. We'll see. But we were joking one day about what kind of animal we'd be, and Code Monkey is obvious for a programmer, but it's like, what would a tester be? Guess what they came up with? It's funny.
I don't know.
A dung beetle. Push that shit out the door.
Are you gonna knit
It's quality shit.
dung beetle? Are you gonna knit a dung beetle?
I looked for patterns. I honestly did.
Maybe that's your
But
design.
I don't know. They're tough. They're a tough
They got
little guy.
tusks and big bulbous.
Yeah. They're a tough guy to incorporate. If anybody wants that challenge, I'd be happy to knit it.
Sign her up as a test knitter.
Yes.
Oh, what's a test knitter then? That's very meta.
Mm.
Dung beetle.
No, but that was what the gentleman came up with for my animal.
So it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't. It was self-proclaimed, not something you came up with.
Right.
All right.
But I thought that was funny. And then I also finished a hat design.
Woo-hoo.
So I wrote down what it took to make this hat, but I'm also in my whips. Oh no, is it not in here? Oh, I brought the wrong bag. Sorry. I must have switched bags. So I, in making this fun little hat, gotta decide if I want to add a pom-pom, a fun furry pom-pom to the top.
Mm-hmm. Use mini skeins?
Yeah, these are DK mini skeins from Fishnets.
Yeah, I thought I recognized them. They were
ZK. Yes,
yeah.
they are ZK themed. These will get me some extra points in our KAL. I'm excited.
The other KAL. The ZK KAL. Yeah. Well, you're getting points in both then. If that works
team
towards
Bodie.
If it goes towards the goal along and the ZK KAL.
So yeah, with this one, I want to finish the other hat, which I've added the mohair into, because there'll be different gauges. I want to put them both in the same pattern because they're basically the same, but they will have different
cast-on numbers.
Little cast-on numbers and different instructions here and there. Because I changed up some of the patterning in this one, and I think that in the mohair it makes more sense just to have the same patterning all the way through, because it's fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard from Stephen West that it's all about texture this year, so I'm like, well, then I'm on trend.
Texture is the new speckle.
So I'm like, I'm on trend, and I had mohair, and he talked about mohair, so I'm like, I'm on trend. Awesome. It's in the air.
Stephen West has spoken.
Well, hopefully I can get it out there before anybody takes it, because I have the best name for this pattern. It is the best name. It's going to come out soon, so I've written it, and I need to take photos. So photos and finishing the mohair version, and it'll be released.
Woohoo! Exciting.
So hopefully, I don't know, my goal, maybe 2 weeks.
You got this.
I got work goals too.
You got this.
And then that's it for finished objects. So
all right.
I am ready for...
I tried to, I'm just going to do my pile in the order in which they are sitting here, the one on the top. So I finished my tripartite. It was, I was, let's see what I wrote in the end there because it's so thin. It was just waiting for a collar, which was just a bunch of, short rows. And then I blocked the live-in daylights out of trying to make it wider and longer. And so I really like it. And it's been on my, dress form, with it like this. So you can kind of just wear it as a shawl too if you want.
Oh yeah. How very Stephen West of you.
But this was, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember now. Your lack of yarn remembrance is rubbing off on me. 10,000 ravens?
Okay.
100 ravens.
Okay.
100 ravens. God, 10,000. Land of 10,000 lakes.
Yeah.
100 ravens. And it's, I think I used less than a skein, right? So
if there's a petite person that wants my yellow one, I will ship it to you.
Or it will be at ZK.
Or it'll be at ZK and the gift.
At the yarn adoption area.
Yeah, it popped another stitch.
Oh no.
And so it needs fixing, and it's too small for me. So
I took the remainder of my gray brown cheap wool what is the base called?
It's prairie spun.
Prairie spun, yes.
'Cause I have some in enabling.
Yeah, yep. So I gave a great deal of gifts. All of the teachers, all of my son's teachers across the street here got matching hats and mittens of the very important villager. And so I had a little bit left of this blue. I told Ellie I wasn't going to be able to get matching, but she could have in burst. And she was game for that. And that was kind of her payment for doing the modeling for me. And so yeah, those are the smalls. I think these are pretty similar. So I kind of had this wine color left over that I just got into a mode. You know me, like the skews and keto food days and whatever. I was just like, this is what I brought home for Christmas and this is what I'm going to be knitting. So another very important villager. And then these are bigger. These are bigger ones for people with bigger hands. And so I do have some aunts back in Iowa that I will be sending these to, kind of a la your, wanting to show them off. But I was wondering if there was a pair that you would be interested in. Do you have some mittens that for Christmas I could give you?
I have to figure out which ones fit.
Yeah, that's true. Because I know you knit them for your mom. I didn't know if you'd ever circle back around to knit yourself.
I wouldn't.
So I was like, this would be a good gift for Amy. Here, try the other one on the other hand. So yeah, these are knit, obviously with two colors. The thumbs are not directional, so you can, because the top is just a sphincter close, you can put them on either hand. You're going with the big gray ones?
Yeah. Bigger ones, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of biased to the longer ones too, because they go further up and cover more of your hand when you're in the in a coat, if it doesn't take up as much. So there's those. I went mitten crazy. I had mitten mania. For New Year's Eve, I cast on some skews with 716 self-striping. I'm absolutely in love with those speckle stripes. And just kind of went to town. I want to go through my stash and really pull out this. So this is her 100% American made base. But it's 400 yards instead of like the 460. And so it's such a nice, leafy, squishy, and because I knitted on the same size ones instead of going up to like 1.5, it's dense and it's not as bulletproof as your socks are, because only, mere humans can't aspire to that, Amy. I'm not that crazy. I think I would have to knit on ones or zeros or zero zeros to get to the same
between 9 and 10 stitches.
Yeah, not gonna happen. But yeah, skews. I'm trying to remember hardcore friends.
Oh.
So it's the hardcore is how she denotes that it's self-striping, but the name is also hardcore friends.
Gotcha.
And it used to be just so I think I got this year or last year. It used to just be a variegated that she had. And then she turned it into this fabulous speckle self-striping. Fabulous. So I took the leftovers from that and made some Ellie, some partying it up and getting down. These are just partying it up. I used that same, I love it, and I'm sad that it's gone and then she's not dying anymore. Fat Squirrel. I think it was like indigo, something to do with indigo, that I was making sheep head hats, and I've used it as the contrast color or main color in a couple of pair of socks. So I think they were really big skeins to like 150 grams maybe.
At least. Yeah.
Yep. And so you can see I ran out of the blue, so I lost at Yarn Chicken. But then I started alternating two ends of the self-striping so that you still kind of have some stripes, but flipped inverse to the colors on the second ones. And these are from Miss Ellie. Her feet are growing. I just had a conversation with her about how fabrics can either stretch widthwise or lengthwise, but they don't really do well at both. So a lot of her socks are going down the end of her, or underneath her foot, the heel is. But, so longer length for sure. I think I could almost wear these with a little bit of stretch. But also I could. So she can now wear my socks. Shh, don't tell her. I made them not rollers because she's been going out biking, and
Needs more warmth.
yeah, she's got leggings that she wears. Sorry for my barefoot there.
Oh, gosh,
No.
how embarrassing.
I know, right? She wears leggings, and then her little rollers leave a gap. And so then she gets like almost like wind chill,
Yeah,
wind burn
Yes.
or frostbite or some cross with that. So this will bridge that gap. I don't know if they'll get everyday wear because she does really enjoy the rollers, but socks
They
for
might
Miss
just
Elle.
be her biking socks.
I also finished 2 full circles. So I mentioned the one as my favorite gift that I gave to my mom. And then I knit another one for Miss Susan with my favorite blue ever. That Malabrigo blue is so beautiful. And Susan has really beautiful blue eyes. So anytime she wears blues, they just like knock your socks off, literally. So yeah, yep, and that was with 2 sport bases. It didn't have the same drape, it was very plumpy compared to the alpaca silk from, goodness, I really needed to take my memory pills today. Copper corgi. Maybe I should just pause instead of trying to just be a continuous stream of let's just like
Take a breath.
copper corgi. But it was, different, less drapey, less kind of flowy, but definitely plump and felt very, like if you were cold, there was a chill in the air, or if you were wearing it out of doors and you wanted to keep yourself from the wind biting at you. So more scarfy, I guess, would be the terminology. Yep, I think that's it.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like much for how, long it's been, but that was it,
Okay.
I think. Oh, and some designs that I can't show. Sorry.
Right. I saw some. Very nice.
Not that you guys are keeping score or track or, whatever, but in my mind, I'm just like, gosh, that wasn't very much for how long it's been,
But she gave away like oodles of things, and there's things you can't see, and
yep, yeah. Just sounds like I'm making excuses, and I'm not. I don't have to knit a whole bunch of things. I've been sick, and well, that's making excuses too. Never mind me. I'm very happy with the amount that I knit. Let's just put it that way.
so
That's
to mention part of our KL
for some K.
Yeah, so the zombie apocalypse is far away as far as I'm concerned, because it's going to be nice and warm, and right now it's not. It's like -5 outside.
Yep.
But we are twinning. So I am twinning with Nikki Noni Baloney on this lovely Mark Lee
By
pattern.
Bluebee Studio.
Yep, Bluebee Studio. And I
Ms.
am
Doherty. She's awesome.
And I am using Berry Fun Farms speckle or Tweety base here. It's an indigo dyed.
So pretty. And yet you're twinning with Miss Noni Baloney, but you don't have it in the Noni Baloney bag.
Well,
Crazy.
It needs to fit. It's a sweater. The bag is shawl,
Okay.
hat.
I'm jealous. I want to knit a sweater.
Yeah. So the twinning for this sweater, I think she's already done. Because she had to do it for a class. She's teaching a class, and she
Okay.
wanted to make sure that her sample was done. But so I don't feel that bad because she
Yeah.
had deadlines. But I do need to get rocking and rolling on it. I've had several gauge issues. So I got most of this panel done, realized that the gauge was way off, like by inches, as far as like the overall size was going to be. And I was like, nope, too big. Ripped back, changed to the different needles, did it again, And then this upper part, I had the left and right sides were matchy-matchy. So like I finished them, and then one was way bigger than the other, and I'm like, and I don't know how it happened, because I went back and I recounted the stitches, and one was way off. But then when I ripped back far enough, I'm like, no, the stitches were good to start with. Don't know what happened. It
Did
was
you follow
a disaster.
maybe a different size?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I got off by one. So I did,
Like per in or whatever.
when I ripped back, I did go back and circle all of the sizes again to make sure that I wouldn't mess up a second time, because, I lost a day of knitting on that, or, a day of knitting time on that. So
not 12 hours or 24 hours.
no, but just
no, I get
that evening was gone. Like I had to rip it all out and start again. And of course, when you notice a mistake, you have to rip it out and restart. Like you can't just rip it out or leave it. It's got to be restarted, or at least that's the way I am.
Yeah, you fall off the horse, you get back on.
Yes,
right?
must restart. Yeah. So I've restarted that pattern twice now, and it's funny because it would be in timeout if I weren't twinning. So since I have a deadline, it will get done. Same with the size of the hat. When I made it too small, and I was like, this is a deadline. It's a present. I'm twinning. Got to get this done.
It's a present.
Yeah. Well, my mom. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I thought you were talking about your Markley. And
Oh gosh, no.
Goodness.
No, that's fine.
You're knitting a garment for somebody else.
Well, I did get commissioned by my aunt. So I'm making these socks for my aunt. She has a size 11 foot. We did discover that because I made her do a foot trace, that she's very similar to Matt. So I have Matt trying on for his aunt, trying on these socks, and so I'm getting to the point where I'm getting ready to cuff here shortly. So it's just quite a bit more knitting than I'm used to. So I'm behind.
You've got a very good stripe in there. Aren't those fun?
Yes.
Ah, so fun.
No, these are the Zombody from
Dance or Desert Vista Dye Works.
Yes, Desert Vista Dye Works Zombody colorway. This is like cocktails. Somebody want a cocktail or something like that. And I don't know if I'm going to finish by the end of January, just because I'd rather be working on the sweater right now. So I've been portable and trying to keep up. But if I don't end up doing the Desert Vista Dye Works,
The first half, like you normally do.
yeah, the first half like I normally do. I met all the challenge requirements so far. I just really need to get done, and it's a bigger sock than I normally do. So it's becoming a challenge, and like we said, we don't want to burden ourselves, right? I have to the end of February for the twinning part, so that's relaxing. But yeah, that's it. I got two.
Okay.
Two that I was gonna bring the hat, but I brought the wrong bag, and I had a bunch of stuff that I started in the previous year that's going to be brought back in once I'm done with these challenges. So I want to participate in our KAL, but you have to have started them at the new year. And there's still time. You can enter at any time. I think there's somebody out there now that's waiting for a team, so I'll get to that later today.
Yeah. I'm going to try to be brief because we have a lot and we've already done a lot of talking. I'm starting another version of my pattern that's for the lots of socks. I just got a toe nubbin now. I'm trying, there's not much there, but I wanted to report back because I just realized the other day that I was going through these ones where the cords from Signature were breaking, and they encouraged me, if I was magic looping, to get the super long cord, and then it would put less pressure on that stem, and I would say that it's working. Yeah, awesome. So if you find yourself with the Signatures that they're constantly replacing them for you, you may want to, if they don't suggest it, ask for a super long cord. It does get a bit cumbersome. Sometimes it gets in the way, and
I'm finding that even with this one now.
Yeah.
And it's only a 32.
Yeah, no, it's super long, and so taking pictures, sometimes it gets in the way, or it gets in the way of me, but I think I'd rather that than be stranded.
Well, yeah, and constantly replacing it gets kind of cumbersome too.
Yeah, well, and great customer service, right? But yeah, mailing them, taking pictures of them, Actually, I don't know that they had me mail it back. They just had me take a picture of them.
Oh,
But it does seem wasteful, like a
Yeah.
not a good steward of our environment.
Yes.
But these are Leading Men Fiber Arts. This is the seaweed colorway that I believe I got from that the box. What was it that we reviewed? The subscription box. Not Scotty. Megan. Why did I say it aloud? Why didn't I just think it? It's not coming to me.
No, and I can't remember either.
Yep, I'd have to review old show notes. And nude scene.
Yay. And nude scene.
And nude scene. And then just so that I would have something that I could knit on air, because this has a chart, I grabbed a leftover of Diabolical. This is her flower shop Inferno. And it's going to be a sock, a roller for Ellie in our newly defined length. Mm-hmm. She's a growing teenager. Tweenagers. Yep. And then off of my goal along, it was a Yip Yip. Have you seen that by Carissa Browning? Super cute. It's kind of similar to,
yeah.
But it looks like it's got the eyes. It's a
Yeah.
bag. And so maybe stripe them, because I don't think I'm going to have enough to make that whole big thing.
No.
With these little samples. Maybe grab another one. But I thought those are kind of Muppety colors.
Mm-hmm. Very Muppety.
Very Muppety. And yeah, enabling.
Okay.
I was going to show off. I thought this was really cute. They did this as part of their. You come into school and there's a lot of things that you don't know how to do yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. I don't know how to do that. It's I don't know how to do that yet.
Okay.
And Quentin put knit.
Okay.
I can't knit yet.
Ah, well, now he must.
It was a little passive aggressive. Mom's not taking the time to teach me to knit. But I thought this was fun. He drew the needles, and these are skeins of yarn apparently, and his little acting thinking bubbles. Yeah. So I can't knit yet. It makes a knitting mom proud. Cute. Yes.
So I needed some more white mohair for my project that I was knitting on, and Webb's had their brand of yarn. Is that something Valley?
Valley.
Yep.
Valley
Yeah,
yarns.
Valley yarns. Okay. So I bought a thing of mohair from them, like 50 grams, to finish out my hat, and I should be able to get one more out of it because I was most of the way done with the hat when I. Excuse me. But what also slipped into my cart was enough of this prairie spun DK to do a weekender.
Ooh.
So now that I have the yarn in my stash,
We are on opposite teams, because I want to knit one too. I was like, we could twin.
oh,
But
there'll be somebody else for
That
sure.
that would want to twin a
I
weekend.
thought about having cross twinning. At
Would
one
it,
point,
but I mean, it
it'd
would
be-
ultimately, the advantage would just then be halved, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it doesn't really. It's not strategery.
Yeah, it would be detrimental for you to pick somebody outside your team, I think.
Not detrimental, just not beneficial.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. You'd still be adding. You wouldn't be taking away points.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
yeah.
But they would cancel each other out.
Yeah. And I have a fun idea for February. So I know that this is a January-February twinning,
Mm-hmm.
but there's going to be a separate February.
Amy has really taken the ball and run with it on the KAL. I just want everybody to know she is manning up on that and doing it all by herself because I am underwater every day. Like I get to the end of the day and I'm like, oh, somebody texted me at 9 o'clock. Oh, Amy messaged me at noon. Oh, I have 50 emails in my inbox, my personal inbox, including, some in StockinetteZombies. Oh, I've got Ravelry messages. Oh, I have to go home and work on work and not do any of these things like I normally do. So, you're doing awesome. I really
Thanks.
appreciate it. Round of applause for Amy.
Yay! So we got another crafty girl.
Oh, I saw that she had an
Yes.
update, and I put things in my cart, and then I found my
This is
browser.
the Kid at Heart Yarn Club. So I
Ooh,
grabbed
I put
this
that in my cart too.
in my December.
Mhm.
to get in January.
What is the inspiration?
Strawberry shortcake.
Aww.
So if you, spoilers, I mean, it's in a bag, you probably can't see it that great. But everybody should probably have theirs by now. I've had it for quite a few days now.
Okay. Maybe not international, but.
Okay. Well, if you're watching internet, spoilers, sorry. And it's really cute. I like it a lot. It meets the inspiration, but strawberry shortcake apparently isn't my jam.
Really? Oh man, I had tables and dresses and.
Oh, okay. Wasn't my toy.
Okay.
Wasn't my toy growing up. So I'm debating. I think I have one more day to decide to sign up for the next one.
Oh, yeah. She probably won't do strawberry shortcake again.
Well, I know that's the whole like maybe. And then I had caught an update. Well, maybe not an update. Maybe maybe it was just that I got enabled.
You saw it.
Yeah, I saw it and needed it. So I have Christmas crack.
She got me some.
I gave Megan Christmas crack.
I love me some Christmas crack.
And then I also got Christmas poo.
Okay.
So she has a
Like a darker.
a poo series. Like, I don't know, witch's poo, and there's like a lot of poo in this. So this is a whimsical wood yarn company. They're out of Iowa, or she is out of Iowa. And they have a lot of different, speckly is kind of their jam. They do have some really interesting semi-solids, but semi-solid. I would take that back.
I saw a lot of it.
100% sure on
I saw a lot of it in that woolly mammoth yarn shop in Nebraska.
Okay.
I'm gonna try not to sneeze and blow everybody's ears out. I'm a loud sneezer. It's pretty. I could
You
see
sneeze,
making.
scream?
I do. But I just stifled, so now I'm probably gonna kill myself. It's gonna be later. Like my sinuses will be all backed up. And then Amy also gave me a little Slimer.
I love that stitch marker so much.
Yeah, from Erica.
I bought myself one too.
Erica Smerica Designs. That's what. That's a playful. I thought maybe it was her last name. I was like, well, it says Erica Wine, but no, it's like a Megan Schmegan.
Yeah.
Erica Schmerica.
Erica Schmerica.
It's a Slimer. You're probably not going to be able to see it.
Yeah, she has like a lot of pop culture clay.
Yeah, it's my green,
stitch
man.
markers. Yeah.
It's my green, yo. All right, I went a little
so
crazy because I was knitting all of the DK.
Well, and I got your DK. Oh, I must have been reading your mind.
So, Post Simply Sock Yarn does these kind of one-off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I couldn't
You
decide
did go
what color
crazy.
combos I wanted, so I was like, well, I'll be able to. So this is the Minneville Wool project, 100 grams, 219 yards. They had it like on super sale, and so I was
what
like,
was the super sale? I can't. Not that we can't get it now. But
yeah, I can't remember.
Okay.
But it was like inexpensive, right?
Mhm.
And I was really enjoying the prairie spun, but it was solids, and so some of these were I could combine with some variegated. So yeah, I had it in my cart, and I don't remember any of the like combos that I thought, but I thought maybe this, or maybe this and this. I don't know about the greens. Anyway, it was just like my own little yarn shop. Basically, was like, well, I'll be able to find some combos in between some of these. I should hope. And then some manly colors, like a darker blue and a brown and some dark green. So yeah, that was that. Here, I have it in here. I can tell you how much of a discount it was, so you can judge me on whether or not I think of a good deal.
No,
it's got
no prices. That's
no
a
price.
good receipt right there.
Yeah.
No evidence.
Don't have to hide it from the hub. Yep. So yeah. Anyway, quite crazy. It was like,
It must have been a good enough one. I mean, it wasn't 3 skeins. It was like,
well, you don't know what was happening that day. I may have been
stress
numbing
buying.
and stress buying. I also received a gift from Corey, and it was one of those gifts like you were talking about. Like I had seen these, but had never ponied up. It's a Matter Root bag.
Oh.
Ponied up to buy one. I think I saw a couple at Rhinebeck. And so it's just got a clasp, so you can either, like on your adventure walk, you can put it on your hip, or put it. Yeah, it kind of closes it up a little bit, but yet I could still be knitting out of it, right?
Yeah, and they have it folded down.
Yep.
In the picture. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and the design is such that you don't cover up your design.
Yep. Yep.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, I was like, okay, well that's awesome. Definitely take that on an adventure walk or hook it to my purse. I also have, because I wear those slings and everything's just kind of hanging out in there, it would be nice to like put this in my purse and then hook it around one of the handles.
Yeah.
That way it's not like
Yeah.
jumbled around in there. So yes, super excited about that. I think that's it. I showed your present. I showed this. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. I've been using my popcorn bag a lot. In fact, there's.
Yeah, me too. That's probably where the hat is that I didn't bring. We went to a movie.
Aquaman. Yep. Jason Momoa. He is fierce but sensitive. Yes. Have you seen it?
My kids didn't want to go.
Huh.
And we've been on a kick lately, like, if you don't want to go, saves us money, all right, let's stay home.
Yeah, I've been on a kick. Which is this going to be helpful to know, but you, unless you're from Rochester, but Warenberg, combined with Marcus, and if you sign up for the rewards program, you can go out and book and pick seats online through Fandango, and the rewards program reimburses you the convenience fee.
Oh, that's
so nice. I can sit at home, see if the movie's already sold out. You don't have to go to the actual box office and pick your seats.
Premium.
Yep, and not pay the premium.
But see, our movie tickets are still like $7, so I don't feel bad paying the convenience fee.
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
I don't mind saving the money and doing it from the so.
Well, yeah, I get it. We're just so far from Warrenburg because we're on the north side of town, so
Gotcha.
I think I'd rather just pay the convenience and go to the one by me.
I get you.
It's like an extra 20 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. I would think just jumping on 52 though.
Well, okay. I don't know. Maybe I elongated the time. I don't go to that part of town.
Again, not helpful for anybody other than a Rochester knitter.
Although there's an apple cider donut truck today. Oh, it might be until 1. Well, but another Rochester thing. I just thought of apple cider donut.
I'm still on the low sugar. It's been a year.
Okay.
A year. All right.
So you can't have apple cider donut.
No, I think I might go into some sort of shock if I don't eat a lot of sugar at the
You feel like a sugar crash. Like when you're a kid and you get sugar and you're not used to it.
Yeah. Might get physically ill or just pass out from the amount of.
You'd just be vibrating for 3 hours. That's all.
Everybody else is watching the podcast. Is that not what she just got done doing? Okay, ZK, we announced that we have a lake life theme. Yes. Super fun, awesome S. Jane graphics as always. 2 teams, as she mentioned. There is our
Bodie McBoatface. Okay,
and Beach. And Beach. So go out and throw your name in if you haven't already and say, I would like to be part of this KAL. You will be assigned a team. And then it's basically on yards again this year versus grams, but then we're having different
monthly challenges.
Yes.
So this month is twinning, so you have to find somebody to twin with. You can twin on pattern only, or if you're spinning, because somebody asked me this, you can spin together. Some people are choosing the same colorway. I haven't seen the progress of this request yet, but I have heard of people twinning on spinning. We just want to be careful with the object of the game is to meet new people. So if Megan and I paired up, we couldn't then pair up on a second pattern again.
Ooh, I see.
And I also want people to explore new things, so I don't want one person to just knit a hat with I'm gonna knit a hat with you and a hat with you and a hat with you and the same pattern over and over and over again. So you also need to choose a new item to twin on.
Got it. Exciting.
So there are a lot of people twinning, and
there's bonuses involved with that, much like the yarn bonus and the pattern bonus.
Yes.
And
I'm
so
still okay. So this is a data nerd thing. Like, I'm still playing with the percentages to make sure that it's fair. So you don't know what kind of bonus you're getting. I will try to share more once I get more data points. As more people complete their twinning projects, I'll have more data on. I guess I just don't want it to be too lopsided. I don't want it to like totally skew to one team or the other. So we're just trying to see which percentages will work out. Everybody gets the same percentages. It'll be very fair, but I don't want. I don't know. She can see them. I've got like calculations galore on
I love spreadsheets.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of formulas on how the twinning is calculated. But basically, it'll behoove you to, even if you are twinning, to also consider those yarn bonuses and pattern bonuses, because those totals will then go into the twin to get, the
stacking
is lots of stacking.
Yeah.
And that's why it might get skewed. That's why I'm trying to.
Yeah. And then the yarn is everybody that's been announced that's going to be part of our market, which is super exciting. Super excited about all of them. A great market, again, of new folks and returning folks. It's funny how I've trained my brain. I go new, old, and then I flip it to returning because it's nice. Old. And then all of the designers that are in the designer showcase thread. And unlike with the yarn, where if there was a previous participant in the market, the designers are just this year's designers. So make sure that you're going out there if you think you're getting a bonus. We have some brand new folks, and we've got some folks that unfortunately are returning. So wanted to make sure that that people were aware that because you could have bought something at the market previously. Those kind of get grandfathered in, but the designers are this year's designers. So
and so like there's some 3 Irish girls in my stash that I didn't buy at the retreat, but luckily they're coming back. But I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to think of what I have in my stash that isn't returning, like stunning string. Like I have stunning string that I've bought at Yarn Over. That doesn't count because stunning string isn't here this year. It would have to be, if they're coming this year, you don't have to necessarily have bought it at ZK. You can buy it now and use it.
And that's honesty system, right?
That's on your honor.
Yep. And again, it's all for fun.
Yes.
You can be competitive, and if that's what makes it fun for you, go for it. But ultimately, all for fun.
Yes, all just to make sure that people get involved and are excited to meet their team members and people that they've connected with through the threads. I've had a couple different messages from people saying that this year's KAL is just way more exciting for them than any other year. So exciting. I'm excited that there's new oomph in the threads. And excited to get people back into.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I'm like, in my head that means that I should never be involved. Megan's involved, it's super boring. But Amy, she's got to be in the teams.
Well, for the first 2 months I do.
Okay. Brain, think. Okay.
I got some time.
Okay. No, I was saying if then that means that I need to get on my horse, then I better start thinking. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. It obviously very long because we hadn't touched base with you guys in a while. But hope that the new year is treating you well and that you're healthy and excited about. Well, I'm excited that it will one day be warm again. But I'm trying to embrace that this weather means that I can wear a lot of knitwear and don't mind knitting warm things and
Bye.
Bye, Ufta.